And thanks so much for tuning into the Daily Dose for Spiritual Growth. We are continuing on with these godly characteristics found in Galatians chapter 5. And the godly characteristic of the fruit of the Spirit that we're talking about today is goodness. Now, when you think about goodness, when you think about this world, the world wants you to think about what makes you feel good. And the world has no problem encouraging you to satisfy what feels good, right? Now, think about that, right? We have a lot of things that make us feel good. We talked about the temporary happiness that this world offers, but it pales in comparison to the true joy of the presence of God. And the same is true when it comes to God's goodness. You know, with goodness, what we need to understand is that everything that is good comes from God. And so whatever we experience comes from him. And so when we truly understand that everything that we have is his, we will be able to display that kind of goodness to others. And we won't be reliant on what makes us feel good, right? We won't be dependent upon happiness that is only dependent upon circumstances, upon material possessions, or about how we feel, right? That's not what love is, right? It's not a feeling. Love is a verb, it requires action. If you have been a Christ follower for a while and you've listened to some Christian music, maybe you recognize that song title, "Love is a Verb," DC Talk. That's old school, by the way, but it's so true. And we talked about that and how this whole idea that it requires action, right? Faith without works is dead. And so this idea of kindness, this idea of goodness, now we can act kind to others, be generous to others because of the goodness of God. I want you to turn to Psalm 23, if you have your Bibles. If not, you can just listen to it right here. And I just want to read the last part of it. Verse 6, Psalm 23, verse 6. Surely your goodness and unfailing love will pursue me all the days of my life, and I will live in the house of the Lord forever. So his goodness is constantly pursuing us. His goodness is constantly being revealed out of his love for us. So goodness has nothing to do with about feeling good. Even though when you're in the presence of God, my goodness, how could you not feel good? Right? How could you not feel a weight lifted off of you? You see, that's the beauty of our God, is that we can experience things that pale in comparison to what this imitation of these godly characteristics that this world offers, right? It can offer some temporary satisfaction. It can offer some temporary happiness. It can even offer some temporary peace, right? Where it's like an escape, right? Those coping mechanisms. But we all recognize and know that that only numbs the pain. That only escapes for a season, and it comes back, and it comes back even worse, because that's the ploy, that's the plan of the enemy. And so let's choose to do this. Let's choose to experience his goodness. It is a constant pursuit that he has for us, that he is constantly showering upon us. Every good gift that we have comes from God the Father. Would we choose to be grateful today? Would we choose to enter his courts with thanksgiving today because we get to experience his goodness, not based off of a feeling, but based off of a promise that he has put before us? Hey, thanks so much for tuning in. Make sure you tune in tomorrow for the Daily Dose for Spiritual Growth.